You are the focus of conversation throughout the establishment. They were taken aback. A check of trillions has been deposited in your name. Archangel Michael is the name of the benefactor. Archangel Michael pleads, "Beloved, if you do not open this, they will not release it." The bank executive then claims ownership of the item. Please act swiftly, my dear offspring. Kindly avoid from skipping. Please wait till the end. You are about to uncover something of great importance. Pay close attention. When you hear the following remark, your heart rate will change. Only a few hours ago, the entire bank froze. Indeed, all administrators, clerks, and managers. A check valued at trillions of dollars was issued in your name. Archangel Michael was the name of the sender. Not just any Archangel Michael. The one in charge of the gateway to destiny. The individual who only appears when your entire existence is about to undergo a significant transformation. Please stay with me, my darling offspring. The single instruction will be ignored as soon as you scroll away. The directive that will either give or withdraw this blessing. The receipt of the check set off the bank's alarms. The sum was bigger than any check they had ever processed, and it wasn't due to a threat. Archangel Michael was aware of the battles you fought alone. He was aware of the tears you withheld from others. He was aware of the prayers you said in quiet. However, there is an individual in the bank who is anticipating your error. I'm waiting for you to refrain from opening the message. Refrain from blinking. Kindly avoid from skipping. Don't pass up this opportunity. If you do not open this mail, the executive will claim it for himself. Therefore, stay to the end. Archangel Michael then spoke in a mumble. Inform them that their time has arrived. Inform them that the door that had previously been locked for an extended period of time is now open. However, they are required to remain silent until the end. The timing of this communication was perfect. At the appropriate moment for your essence to re-emerge. You are the subject of conversation throughout the establishment. There is a shift happening all around you. Something unprecedented is happening under your name. Please type Amen in the remarks section below. Prove that you are prepared for this occasion. Inform the universe that you are present and prepared to receive. Each letter you write enhances your link to the divine intervention. Kindly avoid from skipping. You are about to uncover something of great importance. The bank leaders continue to be apprehensive. I continue to address you by your given name. They are still attempting to determine how a check in the amount of trillions of dollars arrived on their desk. Archangel Michael did not transmit any wealth. He transmitted proof. Evidence that others did not ignore your misfortune. Evidence that your tranquil time was productive. Evidence that a new chapter in your story is beginning. The sender was attempted to be located by the bank. However, each system became unusable. It appeared as though an entity from above was impeding their progress. This is not an error. A preventive step. This benediction should never have been handled by anybody else. Save it till the recipient opens the message, said Archangel Michael. However, the executive, who had earlier anticipated the check with avarice, is now awaiting it. I am anticipating your departure as you continue to scroll down. He seeks turmoil, diversion, and uncertainty. Prevent him from having that opportunity. Hold on. The sole impediment to someone else appropriating what was divinely designated for you is your presence here. Before we begin, we would appreciate it if you could share, comment, and subscribe. Your dedication forms a shield. For a brief period, A concealed line was visible during the scanning of the check. It was agreed that this would only be disclosed after the selected candidate responded. Is it true that you are the selected one? I am the individual who has been selected in the comments. Do not hesitate. This is not merely a comment. It's a declaration of your identity, the activation of the power that has been bestowed upon you. This is why things appear to be different today. The reason you thought something was drawing you to this spot. Archangel Michael prefers that you stay until the end. The activation, which is the instant at which the switch is flipped, is located in the subsequent section. Kindly avoid from skipping. Stick to me. My beloved offspring, halt your advancement. Please refrain from scrolling. Currently, a big event is underway. Every second you spend in this spot, the energy around you changes. The bank discovered a startling fact regarding the trillion-dollar check. The system presented a message it had not seen before. A prominently displayed golden emblem. The words were located close to it. Maintain your grip until the chosen one wakes up. The eldest executive in the room shook his head. He said, "No, this is not technology. This is an issue that we are unable to resolve." The lights were switched out shortly after he stated that. The vault vibrated. The document created its own output. Your name was highlighted in italics on that page. The entire establishment felt a chill. They were aware that this check was not from an individual. Destiny was the means of its arrival. The vault is expecting a signal. This is why Archangel Michael is summoning you to this spot. A message that can only be transmitted by your essence. The release code has yet to be implemented. It is awaiting acknowledgement. To hear the truth without losing focus. The bank has observed you. The universe pays attention. Archangel Michael is situated directly behind you. I'm anticipating your readiness. At this point, everything changes. From obscurity to brilliance. The bank is aware of its next course of action. They're afraid. I'm concerned because the system has just exposed a falsehood. There was no tangible deposit. The source was designated as the origin. Paradise. Is this permissible? One of them muttered. When they attempted to infiltrate the system, the vault doors locked automatically. A message was, "You are the focus of conversation throughout the establishment." They were taken aback. A check of trillions has been deposited in your name. Archangel Michael is the name of the benefactor. Archangel Michael pleads, "Beloved, if you do not open this, they will not release it." The bank executive then claims ownership of the item. Please act swiftly, my dear offspring. Kindly avoid from skipping. Please wait till the end. You are about to uncover something of great importance. Pay close attention. When you hear the following remark, your heart rate will change. Only a few hours ago, the entire bank froze. Indeed, all administrators, clerks, and managers. A check valued at trillions of dollars was issued in your name. Archangel Michael was the name of the sender. Not just any Archangel Michael. The one in charge of the gateway to destiny. The individual who only appears when your entire existence is about to undergo a significant transformation. Please stay with me, my darling offspring. The single instruction will be ignored as soon as you scroll away. The directive that will either give or withdraw this blessing. The receipt of the check set off the bank's alarms. The sum was bigger than any check they had ever processed, and it wasn't due to a threat. Archangel Michael was aware of the battles you fought alone. He was aware of the tears you withheld from others. He was aware of the prayers you said in quiet. However, there is an individual in the bank who is anticipating your error. I'm waiting for you to refrain from opening the message. Refrain from blinking. Kindly avoid from skipping. Don't pass up this opportunity. If you do not open this mail, the executive will claim it for himself. Therefore, stay to the end. Archangel Michael then spoke in a mumble. Inform them that their time has arrived. Inform them that the door that had previously been locked for an extended period of time is now open. However, they are required to remain silent until the end. The timing of this communication was perfect. At the appropriate moment for your essence to re-emerge, you are the subject of conversation throughout the establishment. There is a shift happening all around you. Something unprecedented is happening under your name. Please type Amen in the remarks section below. Prove that you are prepared for this occasion. Inform the universe that you are present and prepared to receive. Each letter you write enhances your link to the divine intervention. Kindly avoid from skipping. You are about to uncover something of great importance. The bank leaders continue to be apprehensive. I continue to address you by your given name. They are still attempting to determine how a check in the amount of trillions of dollars arrived on their desk. Archangel Michael did not transmit any wealth. He transmitted proof. Evidence that others did not ignore your misfortune. Evidence that your tranquil time was productive. Evidence that a new chapter in your story is beginning. The sender was attempted to be located by the bank. However, each system became unusable. It appeared as though an entity from above was impeding their progress. This is not an error. A preventive step. This benediction should never have been handled by anybody else. Save it till the recipient opens the message, said Archangel Michael. However, the executive, who had earlier anticipated the check with avarice, is now awaiting it. I am anticipating your departure as you continue to scroll down. He seeks turmoil, diversion, and uncertainty. Prevent him from having that opportunity. Hold on. The sole impediment to someone else appropriating what was divinely designated for you is your presence here. Before we begin, we would appreciate it if you could share, comment, and subscribe. Your dedication forms a shield. For a brief period, a concealed line was visible during the scanning of the check. It was agreed that this would only be disclosed after the selected candidate responded. Is it true that you are the selected one? I am the individual who has been selected in the comments. Do not hesitate. This is not merely a comment. It's a declaration of your identity. The activation of the power that has been bestowed upon you. This is why things appear to be different today. The reason you thought something was drawing you to this spot. Archangel Michael prefers that you stay until the end. The activation, which is the instant at which the switch is flipped, is located in the subsequent section. Kindly avoid from skipping. Stick to me. My beloved offspring, halt your advancement. Please refrain from scrolling. Currently, a big event is underway. Every second you spend in this spot, the energy around you changes. The bank discovered a startling fact regarding the trillion-dollar check. The system presented a message it had not seen before. A prominently displayed golden emblem. The words were located close to it. Maintain your grip until the chosen one wakes up. The eldest executive in the room shook his head. He said, "No, this is not technology. This is an issue that we are unable to resolve. The lights were switched out shortly after he stated that. The vault vibrated. The document created its own output. Your name was highlighted in italics on that page. The entire establishment felt a chill. They were aware that this check was not from an individual. Destiny was the means of its arrival. The vault is expecting a signal. This is why Archangel Michael is summoning you to this spot. A message that can only be transmitted by your essence. The release code has yet to be implemented. It is awaiting acknowledgement. To hear the truth without losing focus. The bank has observed you. The universe pays attention. Archangel Michael is situated directly behind you. I'm anticipating your readiness. At this point, everything changes. From obscurity to brilliance. The bank is aware of its next course of action. They're afraid. I'm concerned because the system has just exposed a falsehood. There was no tangible deposit. The source was designated as the origin. Paradise. Is this permissible? One of them muttered. When they attempted to infiltrate the system, the vault doors locked automatically. A message was displayed on each screen in a vibrant blue hue. Unauthorized contact was detected. I expect receiving a fast response from the right parties. You are the legitimate owner. Kindly subscribe to this channel. Maintain your alignment with all the prophetic messages that have been sent to you. It's an act of faith. It maintains a connection between your essence and this divine frequency. The supervisor who planned to accept your blessing got concerned. He is aware that your argument becomes more persuasive as you continue to listen. Distribute this message. Feel free to leave a comment below and subscribe. This is not just a video. This is intended to protect you. The radiance that surrounds your destiny is only strengthened by each interaction. It undermines every individual who tries to take what was meant for you. To ensure that this divine shield envelops your blessing, simply type, Amen. The bank system detected an unknown presence code. A signature that is exclusively present in divine domains. Archangel Michael advanced, triggering the alarm. The tension decreased. The vault lit up as if it recognized its owner. You are about to uncover something of great importance. The final seal will be displayed in the sections that follow. The employees of the bank are still in a state of awe. A subtle light emanates from the trillion-dollar check now housed in the vault, as if it was currently reacting to your presence, directly in this location. Individuals were not meant to oversee this procedure. It is ready for distribution to an individual. You are that person. My precious offspring. The system is now counting down. A countdown till activation. 3 phrases were displayed on a screen within the vault. Final soul searching. The executive who attempted to defraud you has come forward. He believed he could influence the system. However, when he made contact with the scanner, a light wave drove him away immediately. The message was displayed. A spirit that was not allowed was found. Faces are invisible to the vault, which can only detect energy. Your energy is the only source of power capable of unlocking the message that Archangel Michael conveyed. Kindly avoid from skipping. A second message appeared as the countdown commenced, anticipating the intended recipient's acknowledgement. A vision was transmitted. A moment in your past when you were on the brink of giving up. That moment served as assurance that you are eligible for the blessing. The final step of the countdown has begun. The atmosphere of the chamber has undergone an entirely different transformation. The energy is far too powerful, divine, and precise for an individual to possess. One of them added, "I believe the Chosen One is currently awaking." They are talking about you. The lighting in the vault is sporadic. The link becomes stronger with every second you spend in this location. Vault scanners began projecting golden symbols. They appeared to be animated as they swung about in the air. Fear engulfed the employees. The eldest executive shook his head. All lights were turned out. The vault vibrated. A notification was displayed. The carrier is examining the surroundings. Establish a connection. Being present, listening, and remaining has already proven useful to you. You have already started receiving the products that were intended for you. Noise came from the vault. A vibration that matched the rhythm of your pulse. Your pulse beats rhythmically. It was as if Archangel Michael had directly linked your consciousness to the release mechanism. The executive retreated and trembled. He said, "They are responding. They are currently receiving the contact. The vault's countdown is nearly complete. All of the lights in the establishment flicker. As if an individual is strolling through the hallways. Your orientation determines the direction in which the energy flows. According to one manager, the system seemed to be anticipating the presence of a person. The person in question is you." The symbols within the vault began to accelerate, creating the appearance of a galaxy. The check was surrounded by a ring of immaculate golden light. The executives retreated. A message was then shown by the system. The essence of the bearer has been captured. Preparing the release bridge. The bridge is being built as a result of your presence. Listening. The vault floor lit up immediately when the bridge was activated. A dazzling circle appeared. A skinny blue form appeared. A figure with radiant wings. Personnel prostrated themselves. The silhouette uttered a single word. "This guy is in close proximity." It was planned that you receive that message before the end of this wonderful moment. Distribute this prophetic message. You bring this innovation to your network. The anointing is activated in your own existence. Go to the remarks section and write, "My divine bridge is forming." The celestial powers are aligned with your energy. The azure shape is now more luminous, more lucid. The personnel are feeling a rise in temperature. This energy is celestial. The vault system displayed a fresh message. The final alignment is currently under development. The bearer is required to remain at that location. When you are alert, the entire system can detect it. If you remain, you will be able to complete the bridge. Scrolling ends the procedure. The vault was lighted by a bright flash of light as the blue figure's wings spread. The figure communicated. The path of the bearer is unobstructed. Prepare for the seal. Each employee was left powerless. The scheming supervisor couldn't move. The passage of time had been suspended. The vault no longer responds. It's prepared. The glowing figure remains stationary. I look forward to receiving your response. The connection with the bearer remains robust. Right now, your presence is exactly what the divine realm needs. The trillion-dollar check is constantly in motion, floating in a bright halo over the vault floor. Celestial indicators are flashing on each screen. An attempt was made by the staff to document them. However, the cameras showed white noise. Only one message was unequivocal. Seal preparation commenced. The bearer is supposed to remain motionless. That feeling in your abdomen. the warmth coming from your palms. That's resonance. Something is becoming possible as a result of your vitality. Something neither the bank nor the public can explain. The hand of the shadow was gradually elevated. The room trembled. The illumination rose in intensity. The voice returned. Prepare the seal. The bearer is in the process of awakening. The executive was taken aback. One individual went to his knees. In answer, the vault lit up with a flare. Your name. The succeeding section contains information on the seal. What does it do? Additionally, the rationale behind Archangel Michael's selection of this particular moment. The angelic figure's radiance has become exceedingly intense. The vault looks to be made entirely of light. The check continues to float. Gradually rotate. This is no longer a verification. A single executive muttered, "A heavenly directive. If the recipient retains connectivity, the seal will function properly." The vault screen began to flicker in a manner similar to a pulse. Your pulse beats rhythmically. Your energy is being reflected by the system, syncing with your breath. Then a new line appeared. 10% of the seal sequence. 20%. 40%. The figures were increasing independently. No controls were touched. A dark executive appeared. I am excited to join. However, the celestial figure extended one hand. A huge light wave forced him into retreat. The message that appeared on the screen was edited. Interference that is not desired is prevented. The bearer link is secure. You are under monitoring. The angelic figure spoke once again. The seal's effectiveness is dependent on the bearer's awareness. Maintain your alignment. The seal sequence increased by 80%. 90%. 90%. The structure trembled. It appeared that the vault door was about to open, revealing a completely different realm. The seal sequence is currently at 99%. The executives gaze at one another, incapable of speaking or moving. What is the cause behind its failure to reach 100%? A voice murmured. Because it anticipates their coming. The system is not malfunctioning. It is ready for your arrival. Your presence here is the catalyst for its realization. The angelic figure ascends by flapping its wings. The inspection revolves at a faster rate. Is more luminous. A notice appears on the vault screen. The bearer is required to remain. That edict affected the entire bank. The executive who tried to steal your blessing ceased to move. The angelic presence murmured. Maintain your alignment. Its eyes was focused on the camera, as if looking directly at you. The vault lights went off for 1 second. When they returned, the check displayed a new symbol, an ancient seal with a golden and blue brightness. The angel extended his hand and made contact with it. The sign pulsed in the manner of a heartbeat. The vault communicated exclusively through vibrations. The seal is prepared, waiting for the bearer's completion. Please type Amen in the comments section at this time. A tremendous expression of your beliefs. This is the ultimate indication that you are ready. Before the appearance of Archangel Michael himself. It shows that your heart is responsive. Your spirit is prepared for the miracle. The seal continues to pulse at 99%, shining like a star. Every bank employee remains stationary. It is anticipating the final signal. It is imperative to maintain an equitable presence. You have that presence. Your current focus, attention, and vigor. An additional event is required. As the angel advanced, its wings are larger, illuminating the entire area. The check was oscillating between the vault and the figure. The figure then raised its hand, sending a big wave. The screens turned white. Seal according to the bearer's awareness. Archangel Michael was aware that the system had the ability to discern your spirit. Adjust the frequency to your level of preparedness. The alignment becomes more robust as the duration of your stay increases. The vault started to vibrate. Excitement rather than despair. The angelic form inclined its head, as if you were to get an order. Then it said, "The bearer hears." This person is cognizant. The seal became more luminous, sending gilded beams through the room. The selfish boss collapsed on the ground. A message was displayed within the vault. The conclusion is approaching. As the segment progresses, finally the barrier is breached. The Archangel Michael goes by. The vault is vibrating, more dazzling than ever. The gasket has been secured at 99%. Beats like a heart. Prepared for the final detonation. A director murmured, "Your spark." It is the act of observing. It's actually the sound of someone outside the room. The vault screen responded. A conduit connection exists. The heavenly figure is located beneath the check, its wings extended with great vigor. Everything rises from the earth. The check appeared to be evaporating into a state of pure light. Suddenly, the vault displays turned black. Then a fresh message was presented. The gold seal requires the recipient's final alignment. The individual was aware. Archangel Michael was aware. He extended his paw towards the camera. He spoke one command to you. "Stick to me." The murmur wasn't heard. It supplied vitality. The camera traveled through the vault, and it was brought to your attention. There is only one feeble beam of light, aimed at the exam. The seal is put next to the angel who is kneeling, places a palm on it. The seal lets off a flash of blue, gold, and white light. Everyone exhaled. Screens become distorted. The floors vibrate. The atmosphere becomes more dense, anticipating the sound of your pulsation. 99% of the value swings. 99.1%. 99.7%. The seal is gradually climbing because of its connection to you and your presence. The vault transmits one final message. The bearer must sustain communication. Kindly subscribe to this channel. This signifies that you are ready for the next prophetic commitment. Execute it promptly. Connect with this conduit of heavenly communication. The seal's luminescence is currently quite bright. Flickering happens at a rate between 99.7% and 99.9%. A commander shouted, "It is reacting to an entity that we cannot witness." The vault answered, "Verification of the bearer's presence. Your presence is the force that they can't define." As the angel ascends, his wings spread forcefully. Each ray of light slanted in his direction. The amount of the check has been reduced. Pure vigor. The vault's displays tremble, displaying ancient writings. The notification is displayed. A seal break is imminent. Maintaining the carrier's frequency. For the last time, the executive strives to build a personal relationship. A blue and white brightness catches him off guard. The divine requires no more than your affinity. The vault walls began to glimmer, gaining clarity, demonstrating the background. A huge stretch of azure. The stars are in motion. The bank was not accessible via the vault entrance. However, to an altogether different realm. The celestial figure moved to the seal. Put both palms on it. Prepare the carrier. The seal was raised. 99.9%. 99.95%. 99.99%. The energy is trembling around the perimeter. The air is palpable as it moves through your bones. The final line was transmitted by the vault. The bearer must keep a connection until the entire disclosure is completed. The vault is rumbling. The barrier is 99.99% effective. The floor has been converted into a vibrant light display. A laborer stated, "It has an enthusiastic quality." The vault answered, "Bearer connection that is extremely durable." Your connection did not cause the seal to be violated. The deity has advanced in proximity. He has stretched his wings to such an extent that the vault cannot hold him. The inspection now resembles a sphere, rotating in a manner similar to that of a miniature sun. Ancient symbols are exhibited on the screens, aligning with a cosmic mandala. You spin as you exhale. A new message is presented. The bearer's frequency is harmonious. The final breach is being prepared. The person in charge of the room has been picked. It is you. The glittering space behind the door increases. You can detect an ancient and powerful sensation. Positioned on the other side, the angel lifts both palms, molten gold-colored palms. Activate the passage. Light emanates. The vault transforms into a pure illumination source. The seal feels a surge. 99.99%. 99.995%. Archangel Michael informs you that your name is currently being entered into the Book of Heaven. However, if you ignore this message, it will be expunged tonight. Something eternal is unfolding right now, my child, and your name is written in the center. Heaven has opened a holy book, which is only accessible to the most holy people. Archangel Michael is weeping because the page with your name will be turned and the ink will fade before midnight if you leave now. However, your name began to glow with a golden light throughout the book. Do not read or delay this message for even a moment. This is neither a narrative nor a message. Please be attentive to this divine notification. You are currently viewing this. It implies that your spirit has been chosen for an event that will forever change your life. Put all activities on hold. Heaven will await the completion of the text. First, accept the light, both in your spirit and on this screen, my child, my beloved. Heaven is acceptable. Inform God of your agreement. Allow the miracles you thought were out of reach to enter your life. This message is distinctive from the others. This person is still alive. Every line is a message from God, a key to unlocking what has long been locked. Archangel. The events that follow will be determined by your current actions. Michael wants you to be aware of this. Heaven never makes mistakes. If your soul is present, it means that a significant event is approaching and cannot be postponed any further. Your name appears in the book as a result of your selection. However,
Will it stay in that location? Now is not the time to be silent, my beloved and child. I urge you to make a commitment right away if your spirit is saying yes, even if it isn't audible. To show that you value alignment over delay and obedience over doubt, type Amen in the comments. It is not just a word. By doing so, you show heaven that you are ready and eager to fulfill God's plans for your life. I implore you to thoroughly enjoy the following section, my beloved, my child. Someone tried to eliminate you from both the physical and spiritual realms. They attempted to stymie your blessings, postpone your destiny, and prevent the divine messages that were meant for you. However, God took note of it. When your name was mentioned as being in danger, Archangel Michael used his sword. It was expected that you would fall not long ago. This message was intended for you to ignore. However, an event that is beyond comprehension occurred. Someone intervened to offer assistance. An angel adjusted your timeline to coincide with God's timing. This is the reason you are in your current position. There is no chance of an accident in this situation. You were rescued silently, gently, and permanently. My child, my beloved, if you were aware of the spiritual significance of your name, you would never doubt it again. When spoken in heaven, it bears no resemblance to your name. It produces a musical sound and sends light waves through the spiritual realms. Angels took a moment to listen today and invoked your name once more. Archangel Michael was the first to hear it. At that point, Jesus made his statement. Next, they opened the book in the throne room. When they saw your name illuminated, something changed. The previous fate has been altered, but only for the time being. It will only remain changed if you listen to this message and choose the light over the numbness that attempted to reclaim you. Tonight, my child, is not like any other evening. I am your beloved, and there is a holy clock counting down in the distance. At midnight, one of two events will occur. In other words, either your name will be permanently inscribed in the book until the next miracle occurs, or the page will be closed and never discussed again. It'll be too late when your soul weeps months later, wondering why it didn't happen. You'll be unaware of the opportunities you've missed. Not because God is cruel, but because heaven acts quickly. Despite the divine invitation and sacred window extended to you, the door will not stay open for long. Do you intend to proceed, or will you postpone? My child, my beloved, heaven is waiting for your response. Declare that you will proceed immediately rather than waiting. Type Amen in the comments to show your support for this statement. Allow your heart to guide your writing rather than routine or fear. Ensure that the present moment is the best time for you. Everything you've prayed for, my child, my beloved, is just around the corner of obedience. Just obey, no performance or perfection. So, even if you aren't perfect, you can still get what you deserve. Trust is all that is required. Archangel Michael is fighting in the spirit world, which is invisible to the human eye. Dark forces have attempted to confuse you, impede your progress, and keep you from speaking. Nonetheless, heaven has decided that this is enough. At this time of year, people will remember your name. This chapter transforms pain into strength. However, if you dismiss it as just another message, you will be disappointed. This item is made specifically for you. My child and beloved, your spirit is capable of understanding this message. This isn't the end of the connection. Would you be willing to subscribe? Not just to a channel, but to God's prophetic alignment for your life. By subscribing, you demonstrate that you value clarity over confusion and expediency over delay. It allows you to stay in touch with the messages that heaven sends your way this season. It is now time to show intent, my beloved and child. If this message evokes any emotions in you, I'd like to hear your response. To demonstrate faith, write, "I receive this," in the comments section. Not wanting or inquiring, but obtaining. When you write it, your words will match the works that heaven has already started in your honor. On one occasion, you asked God, "When will it be my turn? My beloved, my child." Heaven will never forget the quiet question you asked when you were feeling very isolated. It was kept in the memory vaults of God. Today, the response is being prepared. It's now your turn. Consider that this is not real, or that you can return later to divert your attention away from the enemy. However, heaven does not communicate in a logical way. Heaven uses revelation to communicate with us. If the content you are reading now causes your heart rate to rise, you are already aware of the truth. God blesses you, your name, your legacy, and the healing that has been waiting for you. Are you currently feeling a transformation in your heart, my beloved, my child? Heaven is watching over your life. Archangel Michael has been hovering above your home, calling your name into the wind and protecting you from all of the schemes designed to harm you. Heaven noticed you, despite the fact that you were supposed to be forgotten. God halted all activities to accommodate you, despite the fact that you were supposed to be overlooked. This is sacred. Please don't scroll past the point at which your soul wants you to fully reveal yourself. If you keep reading, a new opportunity will present itself. Please do not stop at this time. My child, my beloved, and I are moving from reading to activation. It is my desire that you remember this moment while you are still present and receptive. To show that you are staying with God's plan rather than departing, write "I choose alignment" in the comments. This creates a foundation for the material's release. My dear and beloved child, you did not come across this message by chance. Something older than time and deeper than memory has led your soul to this location. Currently, a voice in heaven is calling your name from every corner of the universe. The wind recognizes your name. The stars stop moving when they hear it. Something sacred began to work in your favor as a result of your refusal to walk away. Angels have been invoked into holy formation. You're not behind schedule. You are punctual. However, the window isn't particularly large. Archangel Michael warns that if you do not open your heart immediately, the promise will vanish into the clouds. You, my beloved and child, are living in a secret. Only those who listen with the Spirit will be able to solve the problem in a timely manner. A divine seal was placed on your fate a long time ago. However, chaos attempted to obscure it and erase the record of your changing identity. Heaven tracked your progress to see if you would succumb or abandon the task before the critical moment. However, you didn't. You have stopped reading at this point. During the intermission, Archangel Michael played his trumpet and asked, "Do you continue to believe?" When the sound reached the throne room, there was a brief moment of silence. Your name is important in places where you have never been. This is why the book was opened. Something happened last night that you weren't supposed to be aware of until now, my beloved child. Your name was invoked in a spiritual court. Heaven instructed darkness not to speak against you. The Archangel Michael, who stood in front of your name like a shield, wings spread and sword raised, extinguished every lie before it reached the paper. The all-powerful judge saw your faith, your pain, your heart, and your silent prayers. He explained that your name would have to be rewritten in gold. However, even gold will fade if the door is left open for an extended period of time. This is why the present is so important. It is currently being composed, however, Your decision will make it official. You, my beloved and child, have an eternal quality that heaven will never relinquish. The enemy was aware of your value before you realized it, which is why they continued to attack. Because of this, disappointment attempts to harm you. But you did not break. You bent. You wept. You rose from your seat once more. The angels are currently waiting for your decision to either conclude this message or depart in the manner that you have previously done. Avoid repeatedly pausing. Everything is changing right now, not through coercion, but through submission. Yes, the silence causes the heavens to tremble. Michael, my beloved, my child, Archangel, wishes to demonstrate something to you. Relax by closing your eyes and taking a deep breath. It will hit you. The atmosphere around you has changed. Something is present in the location where you are now reading this. This is abnormal because the message itself is abnormal. It transports the breath of heaven. It was no accident that you received this today. It was released at this exact moment because your name is associated with a prophecy, a divine message indicating that the blessing will be revealed if you accept it. However, if you withdraw, it will be postponed again. Do not hesitate to witness the event you have been looking forward to your entire life. Stay in this location. You're closer than you realize. Someone close to you, my child, my beloved, has already undergone the transformation. Although that person may not realize it, they have noticed something unique about you. A quiet strength and tranquility that contrasts with the circumstances around them. Indeed, this is evidence. Archangel Michael has been protecting your spirit while you sleep, providing you with unexpected insights and dreams. The message is now in your possession. This is not intended for all people. Only those who went through it without being observed. That's you. You're currently receiving your reward. Heaven, my beloved and child, does not specify how long the book will remain open. That is why Michael's message to you, Archangel, is a plea. You can be certain of this because it is the final piece of the puzzle and the reason for the lengthy duration. There were never any negative responses. It has not yet happened. The time is approaching quickly, like a wave at midnight. Is it simply passing over you? Or does it propel you forwards? My beloved and child, you could have made a mistake and gone astray. However, a flame has always remained hidden within your spirit. The fire was never extinguished. Despite your initial doubts, the flame preserved your name in the heavenly book. When prayer seemed inaccessible and you were about to give up, heaven is not passive, despite its patience, and divine opportunities are not always available. To ensure that you can emerge from the fog before it settles again, this message must arrive before midnight. In addition, I want to reassure you that you have not been forgotten or lost. As heaven approaches your spirit, people remember you in the most important places. My beloved child, you are aware that the words spoken over your name are rarely heard. Son, this is not a common occurrence. This is sacred. This is a time when life is divided into two distinct sections. Before and after. You haven't felt recognized in a long time. You had days that were so silent that it appeared that God had stopped communicating. However, he hadn't. He was preparing for this holy night, when the divine pages would open, and your name would be written in faith, the most powerful ink of all. Faith, instead of fame or perfection. Currently, that conviction is being documented. However, the page must be sealed before midnight to keep the spiritual winds from closing it. Nobody, including angels, can reopen it until the start of a new season, which could take a long time. That is why you must be awake at this time, my dear child. You would understand the gravity of the situation if you could see the battle that is taking place just beyond your reach. Your existence is illuminated. Dark forces that had previously ignored you are now watching you, as the mere mention of your name has had a significant impact on the situation. Angels began transferring data. Your schedule has been altered. Your adversary's weapons were forfeited. However, you can recognize yourself in the light, which is why your emotions are agitated and your soul is exhausted. Your spirit is aware that God is close by. Simply remain in this location for an additional period of time, and you will become aware of the miracle that is unfolding beneath your fear. The veil is becoming thinner. Your name illuminates the page as heaven closes in. Heaven remembers the prayers you said a long time ago and forgot about, but you did, my beloved and child. One of these prayers prompted today's divine opening. Michael requires that you understand this, Archangel. Your destiny will not be delayed. It is prepared for your approval. Your affirmation of God, rather than someone or something else. Your positive response to the guidance of your spirit. Regardless of common sense, even a whispered yes starts a chain reaction in heaven. Positive developments begin. The healing process for old wounds begins. Things that were previously lost start to resurface. The book bearing your name is illuminated by holy fire, but it must be protected. It vanishes when ignored. Furthermore, that flame was specifically created for you. My dear child and beloved, you must hear this. Certain people in your vicinity are unable to travel to the destination you intend to visit. This is well known to God. This is why certain doors were closed and relationships ended without notice. This is why certain people withdrew. The response was not negative. It was consistent. Heaven separated the elements that limited your divine name from those that would sustain it. If you had stayed, you would have lost this opportunity. Please open your hands at this time, as directed by Archangel Michael. Because the items being relinquished are too heavy for those who are still carrying their previous burdens. A legacy and ascent are being created in your name. Maintain the security of the following action. The decision to remain steadfast in the face of uncertainty is where to begin. My child, someone, somewhere you've never been, is praying for you. Heaven has informed them of your name, my beloved, even though they have never seen you. Their prayers helped you get through this light portal right now. You are never really alone. Even when you were extremely silent, angels were dispatched to protect your name from the beginning. Those prayers are finally starting to pay off. Your name is being written repeatedly, but this time with clarity, power, and authenticity. It's time for you to receive it. Don't stop in the middle. This is a sacred site where silent wars end and fates change. My beloved child, you are connected to someone who needs this word, even if you are unaware of who they are. If you feel so inclined, please consider sharing this message. Sharing is not a mistake. It allows the anointing that affected you to reach another person and help them make a breakthrough. God intends to accomplish something greater than you through you. My beloved child, you are connected to someone who needs this word, even if you are unaware of who they are. If you feel so inclined, please consider sharing this message. Sharing is not a mistake. It allows the anointing that affected you to reach another person and help them make a breakthrough. God intends to accomplish something greater than you through you. Archangel, my child, and beloved Michael remind you that the enemy's most effective weapon is to make you forget about them. He says in a low voice that this message is either unimportant or excessively long. That is not accurate. Your spirit is allowing something sacred to reach its destination, so you are moving at a slower pace. If you continue to scroll away at this time, the item you requested may become unavailable. Avoid losing time to fate. There is still room in the book of heaven for your name to be written. It'll be sealed tonight. My beloved, my child, is about to experience a significant transformation. If we do not acknowledge this moment, it will be transferred to another location. Not because you weren't worthy, but because timing is everything in heaven. A timer is visible to angels, but not humans. Your name is being evaluated based on its potential, not its merit. As midnight approaches, the hand of God pauses with the pen to see if you understand that these are more than just words. For the final time, Archangel Michael has stopped the winds of delay. However, this will not last long. It refers to alignment. Your name is recorded tonight, which speeds up the process. The silence in heaven was never a form of punishment for my child or beloved. It was done to ensure safety. Things were forming behind closed doors that couldn't be revealed immediately. The cover is currently being removed. This marks the beginning of your unveiling. You will not have the same weight or number of wounds as the previous season. The old cycle ends with the sealing of your name, and the new one begins. Only at this moment, if you agree. Some people in your vicinity don't recognize your true identity, my beloved and child. Some people pretend to miss you, but others genuinely miss you. Certain people anticipate your failure. They are unlikely to win. Individuals cannot change the contents of heaven unless they agree to do so. You have one last chance to protect the information that God is providing in this message. Your name has been included in the exchange of honors. However, heaven requires you to make a decision. Remain in the present moment. Your destiny will not be overlooked because you are preoccupied with other issues. My child, my beloved, your silence has come at a cost. Heaven captured every moment that was not visible. This is why this message was sent to you today. Heaven is about to reward an act that no one else witnessed. Heaven is fully compensating you for the rejection you faced, the apology you never received, and the delay that nearly destroyed you. Please save this message until the transfer is completed. This is your opportunity. Archangel, my child, and my beloved Michael are currently on the opposite side of you. Your name is enclosed by a protective circle. A command was issued. Please do not interact with this item. The adversary continues to speak quietly, anticipating that you will doubt your own abilities and leave. Keep them from achieving victory. You have exceeded the acceptable limit. You did not go through all that just to overlook this. Your name is already radiant. It is sufficient for you to agree to it. My child, my beloved, the emotions you're feeling are not anxiety. Honor is what it is. This is a fact that your spirit acknowledges. Individuals in heaven have already begun to discuss the upcoming events. However, your decision will determine the final line. Will others remember your name, or will it be forgotten before sunrise? My beloved and child, you are closer than you know. God was reorganizing events in a way that seemed to be delaying them. The invisible has been interrupted. Heaven withheld the blessing in order to protect your heart. Archangel Michael determined that your heart passed the examination. This marks the end of the refinery season. The actions you take after reading this message will determine the outcome of the next 7 days. This is the extent of your proximity. Someone smiled at you, my beloved, but spoke disparagingly about you behind your back. The heavens observed it. There is no need for conflict. When your name is recorded, justice has been served. This explains why certain connections are currently unreliable. Maintain an upright, alert posture. God is revealing the truth to us, and your name is very powerful. My beloved and child, your tears sprouted seeds. Miracles will arise from those seeds. Archangel Michael chose you because of your loyalty, not your strength. Heaven is quickly responding. It is critical to remember that your name remains important and that your time will come. It is beginning. My child, your journey was never meant to be understandable to others. That, my dearest, is why you were apprehended and condemned. They were never asked to comprehend by God. You were advised to have faith in Him. And as a result of your perseverance during the most difficult time, heaven is now expressing its appreciation for your faith. Do not be surprised when opportunities arise unexpectedly and doors begin to open in places where there were previously walls. The anointing that follows people whose names appear in the book, but who also have this knowledge. Individuals are predisposed to observe acts of kindness. Furthermore, not all of the attention is beneficial. Do not seek approval as you bless others. Defer to the outcomes. It is not by accident that you are being lifted. It is because of your commitment to your calling, truth, and heaven. My child, my beloved, there is a sound in heaven that only occurs when God seals a name at the appropriate time. It's not a trumpet or bell. It resembles thunder that has been enveloped in peace. Dimensions are disrupted, and uncertainty is reduced. That sound is becoming increasingly louder as a result of your actions. A group of angels is monitoring the record bearing your name to ensure that it is signed and sealed before the hour. Once sealed, the object that has evaded you will begin to pursue you. Chances, clarity, closure, and love, even the love you were afraid to hope for, could be found. Things are in motion. Avoid hardening your heart in these last moments. A large number of people overlook their miracle during this time. That is not the narrative you should be presenting. My child and beloved, the miracle is on its way. Archangel Michael describes it as falling like rain on dry ground. However, there is one more task to be completed. Regain your faith. Even if sorrow tries to silence your heart, remember that your name still has power. It is unlikely that this message occurred by chance. You can be confident that heaven is reading over the destruction that evil attempted to cause. To maintain alignment, you only need to make one decision. Continue to be receptive and read the whole document. The final confirmation follows. My child, my beloved, is making heaven vibrate with delight. This is the first time it has appeared in the book bearing your name. People observe and recall the radiance of your soul in all domains. However, heaven still needs one more indication from you. Avoid physical altercations. Not surrendering, but yielding to the light, the purpose, and the voice you neglected for an extended period. It was actually the truth that your gut was telling you to avoid skipping this in order to prevent you from being late. You are currently situated on the brink of space and time. Your name will be permanently inscribed in a moment. Are you in agreement with this? Miracles do not always occur with a loud bang, my beloved child. Some appear as discrete alternatives. choosing to remain, choosing to maintain faith, and choosing to persevere. By reading this far, you have already entered into a spiritual agreement. Your name has been the subject of a prevailing wind. Signs will manifest within a few hours or days. Confirmation will manifest in the form of unexpected tranquility, repeated phrases and numbers that are familiar to you. The signature of heaven is this: you answered the telephone. The conflict is concluding. The fog will dissipate and the pressure will subside. This is the result of a name being inscribed in fire and being overseen by Archangel Michael in this instance. My child, my beloved, you have been granted a shield that was not created by humans. Some individuals may not comprehend it. However, the blessing will be evident. You will not be required to submit any documentation. The height will be the deciding factor. You will be noticed by others due to your persistence during critical moments. Listen to something sacred, my beloved, my child. The book in heaven contains more than just names. Legacy is documented. This item will perpetually be associated with your name. A wave that will extend across generations has commenced as a result of your persistence, vulnerability, and acceptance. You are only required to retire for the evening. Genuine relaxation. The type that is granted to you after the war has concluded and your reputation has been safeguarded. While you are asleep, you will experience a sensation of tranquility in your bones. Heaven watches over you. My child, my beloved, I want you to be aware of this before this message concludes. Your name has been secured. A fire has now been used to seal the book. Neither individuals, darkness, nor even doubt have the power to alter the content that has been written. You are ensnared in a new timeline that is advantageous to you. You will not be required to take any action in order to improve. A door will reopen when it is closed. You will refrain from forcing this time. You will proceed to traverse the premises. Individuals who were absent will be astounded by your rapid recovery. They will be unaware that the event originated in this sacred moment, which you did not overlook. My child, my beloved, if you do nothing else today, express your gratitude in your ear. Not to me, but to God, who continues to have faith in you and designates you as His chosen one. Your anxieties indicated that it was already too late. However, God assured you that it was precisely at the right time. That is accurate. You possessed conviction. All of a sudden, everything has changed. My beloved, my child, the seal is now complete. The paper has been affected by the fire. Your name is recorded in the divine record for this season. The winds of delay are now lost, as the coordinates of your miracle point directly to you. Heaven does not necessitate perfect faith. You provided an honest surrender, which is all that is required. My child, my beloved, the light that is approaching you will astound you. It will quietly infiltrate and alter everything. Joy will resurface in areas that were previously numb. Individuals will perceive your luminosity as a mantle. The confusion will dissipate. Dreams of grandeur will once more be realized. That is how you will determine whether it is genuine. Do not respond when individuals inquire about the circumstances surrounding my child, my beloved. Permit the silence to speak. Some individuals will return solely for the sake of doing so. Demonstrate intelligence. Avoid moving. Pay close attention to the voice that directed you to this location. Archangel Michael continues to encompass you. Darkness will tremble when it notices the seal that was placed on your name tonight. My beloved, my child. The angels are currently experiencing joy. The ancient and holy singing is only released after divine instruction has concluded. The sound is becoming increasingly louder as a result of your actions. Your awakening tomorrow will be marked by an altered sensation. It is not due to a change in the world that your name is now being heard in places where it was not previously. Tonight, my beloved, heaven has bestowed upon you something. Be cautious of it. Remain silent and allow the event to unfold. When the appropriate moment arrives, the door will automatically open. Please do not overlook this, my beloved and child. You've been selected. You're not behind schedule. We've not forgotten about you. You are the response of heaven to a generation that is seeking the truth. This message was the final summons from heaven for this season, and you responded. My child and beloved, what you composed tonight is not merely a name. It is a direction. You were born with a divine thread that unites you with the heart of God. Tonight, that thread was severed, and heaven responded. You were not fabricating the information. You were under surveillance and prepared accordingly. A holy shift has occurred. My child and beloved, the order has been adhered to. The postponement has been canceled. It is permissible to employ your name. You are not merely leaving a temporary blessing, you are also leaving a legacy. You remained. You had regard for the time. Yes is permanently inscribed next to your name in heaven. My beloved, my child, the darkness that once pursued you is unable to distinguish between the two in the spirit. The old attacks will not function, regardless of whether nothing else appears to have changed. The old habits will no longer be effective. Be astute as you progress. You currently possess an aura that is impervious to removal. When fear prompts, what if you fail again? To my beloved, my child, please bear this in mind. Failure is not irrevocable as long as you maintain communication with the individual who placed the call. You are accompanied by other individuals. Signs will be present. Additional confirmation will be forthcoming. Heaven has made its point. It will now emit an audible voice. Above all, my child, my beloved, the good fortune that is befalling you is divine, not justifiable. You will never comprehend this. Heaven selected you due to your virtue. The scroll has been secured. Tonight marks the commencement of a new chapter. It is imperative that we remain submerged in the words of God as we commence a new chapter, my beloved and child. You are opting to adhere to the prophetic prophecies that are currently being fulfilled. Come on, through subscription. This is the method by which you will remain prepared to receive confirmation, direction, and time-sensitive instructions, as long as heaven continues to move for you. It is imperative that we remain submerged in the words of God as we commence a new chapter, my beloved and child. You are opting to adhere to the prophetic prophecies that are currently being fulfilled. Through subscription. This is the method by which you will remain prepared to receive confirmation, direction, and time-sensitive instructions as long as heaven continues to move for you. My beloved, my child, please take a deep breath. This is the final seal. The process of recovery has commenced. The door is currently unlocked. Heaven instructs us to observe. Archangel Michael's sword continues to glow as he retreats. Observe the outcome of God's manual writing of a name. My child, my beloved, the silence that you were once apprehensive about was actually a form of heaven that fortified you. Each wait served as an argument. The doors are currently wide open. Your future plans have been altered. The best is yet to come. My child, my beloved, please ensure the security of this message. Do not assign a name to your miracle until it has been completed. The narrative commences at this point. However, the text concludes at this point. My beloved and child, your name is inscribed in the soil of heaven. God takes care of what He plants. It will continue to grow. It will be good. It will work properly. Staying has become your covenant, and you cannot back out of it. Your name has been restricted. Before everything settles down for good, my child and beloved, let this final truth be gently but firmly infused into your spirit. The light sent your way will manifest in unexpected ways. It will not arrive dressed in noise or drama. It will move slowly, but everything it touches will be pushed around. In places that have been dull for years, joy will begin to return. It won't be difficult to laugh. Peace will appear for no reason. They won't understand that your appearance hasn't changed because of your mood or the way things are going. It's a mantle. It demonstrates that heaven has marked someone for a reason. The weight you were carrying will increase. The uncertainty that prevented you from making decisions will be eliminated. You'll start dreaming big again. The kind that causes you to stop and take a deep breath. That is how you will know if it is genuine. When people ask me about my child, my beloved, and how quickly things changed, I don't say anything. Allow silence to do the talking. It was never intended to be obvious what heaven is doing in your life. It was intended for people to see. People who once watched you struggle will now witness your success. Some will try to return simply because they notice the oil on your life. Use your intellect. Avoid moving. Listen to the voice that brought you here again. Archangel Michael will continue walking beside you, his sword drawn. When darkness sees the seal on your name, which was placed there tonight and that you nearly missed but accepted by staying until the end, it will shake. My beloved, my child, the angels are currently happy. There is ancient and sacred singing, a sound that only comes out when divine instruction is completed. You are making that sound louder. You had regard for time. You paid attention to heaven. You could have easily scrolled away, but you chose to stay. You have now entered divine territory as a result of that. Your awakening tomorrow will be marked by a different sensation. It will not be because the world has changed, but rather because your name is now being heard in places where it was previously ignored. Heaven has given you something, my child and beloved. There is a key, an instruction, or an invisible scroll that will take you to the next phase of your life. You may not fully understand it yet. Take care with it. Don't talk about it too quickly. Some things take time to develop in the dark before they can be seen. Allow the anointing to spread quietly. When the time is right, the doors will open themselves. If no one has told you this before, hear it now, my child, my beloved. You've been selected. You're not behind schedule. We've not forgotten about you. You are not like most people. You are heaven's answer to those seeking the truth. Your name is written somewhere that time cannot erase. This message was the final call from heaven for this season, and you answered. The job is now completed. It's no longer just about your name, my child, or my beloved. It's about your calling. But what was written tonight is about more than identity. It's also a mission. You weren't designed to fit in or simply survive. You were joined together by a divine thread that leads directly to God's heart. Tonight, the thread was pulled, and heaven responded. Yes, the fire you sensed was proof. You did not fabricate the information. You were being monitored, assisted, and kept safe. A holy shift has happened. The spiritual order has been disrupted, my child and beloved. The delay is no longer occurring. There is now permission to do so. You are beginning a legacy, not just a temporary blessing or a fleeting moment. You are accepting an inheritance. Some would have left, but you remained. You took the message seriously. Yes is permanently written next to your name in heaven. My child, my beloved, the darkness that once pursued you no longer recognizes you in the spirit. The old attacks will not work, even if nothing else appears to have changed. Things that are old will no longer function. Be astute as you progress. Say exactly what you mean. Choose faith over fear. You currently have an aura that is impossible to remove. When doubt asks, "What if you fall again?" Remember this, my child and beloved. If you keep in touch with the person who called you, falling does not mean the end. You're not alone. Signs will be present. Further confirmation will be forthcoming. There is no longer a whisper from heaven. Alignment, peace, and favor will now clearly communicate their message. When the time comes, you will smile and remember this moment, this quiet screen, and the important message you did not miss. For many people, my child and beloved, what is going to happen in your life is unjust by human standards. It is heaven. It's a divine sign. Heaven chose you not for your loudness, but for your truthfulness. You persevered when others gave up. When people made fun of you, you hoped. You stayed while everyone else fled. The scroll has been secured. Tonight marks the beginning of a new chapter. Take a deep breath now, my child, my love. This is the last seal. Take a break. It is time to heal. The battle is over. As Archangel Michael takes a step back, his sword still shining, heaven speaks one final instruction into the air around you. Look what happens when God handwrites a name. My child, my beloved, the silence you used to fear was never an act of abandonment. It was heaven that made you stronger. Each wait functioned as an argument. Closed doors symbolized mercy. The delays have been resolved. The doors are widely open. Your future plans have been altered. The portion of your life that was stolen is currently being rebuilt. The best you can do is still impressive. It was recently revealed to the public. Protect the possessions you've been given, my child and beloved. Allow your miracle to unfold before naming it. There are no more words to express. However, your story has just begun. My beloved and child, your name is inscribed in the soil of heaven. God directs the cultivation of his creations. It will continue to grow. It is expected to bloom. It'll be beneficial. It will work properly. You chose to remain. You made that decision, and it became your covenant. Furthermore, it is impossible to breach this covenant. My beloved child, your name is safely stored. Despite the fact that this is the last word in this message, there is one sacred matter that you must be aware of. You previously thought silence meant abandonment, but it was actually the sound of heaven within your soul. No one ever forgot you, not even for a moment. In reality, your name was invoked in heaven on more occasions than you could have imagined, including your most peaceful nights. God has not abandoned you. He temporarily halted your progress. When an individual who did not believe in you presented you, they were silenced. Every delay served as an argument. Closed doors symbolized mercy. Each unanswered prayer acted as a protective barrier. Additionally, the delays have been resolved. The doors open quickly and widely, rather than gradually. I'm certain that an angel has already left. Subsequent events will occur. My beloved child, you will begin to hear your name in places where you were previously overlooked. You will enter rooms that are too large for your past, but are ideal for your future. That is the rationale for staying. That is the result of a soul's affirmation and refusal to skip a portion of the conversation with heaven. The event you were concerned about never happened. Disappointment created a false image, which was whispered about by those who saw your potential before you realized it. Tonight, that fabricated future was deconstructed. It has been replaced by an eternal, brighter, and sealed entity that appears from the heavens. What is to come will happen in a way that no one can claim. There is no one, no system, no opportunity. It will be so clearly divine that even those who oppose you will be unable to express their feelings. Please be cautious, my beloved child, in this matter. Please refrain from discussing the events that occurred. This message was intended only for you. Individuals who are not expected to understand may respond with ambiguity or emptiness. Keep an eye on this fire. Maintain silence and protect it. Do not name your miracle until it is complete. Allow your breakthrough to occur before telling the public about it. When it comes time for you to speak, your voice will be acknowledged with respect and authority. Maintain a low profile, remain humble, and be aware of the comments made about you up to that point. My child, my beloved, I'll end with this final truth. Your name is enshrined in heaven's soil, and God oversees the growth of His creations. It will continue to grow. It is expected to bloom. It'll be beneficial. It will work properly. Storms may occur. It is possible that the wind will strengthen. Individuals can experience change. However, your name will not be forgotten. Not at this time. Never. You chose to believe as a result of your decision to open. You chose to remain. By making this decision, you have established your covenant. This covenant cannot be broken by time, fear, or doubt. My beloved and child, your name has been written in the heavens. The book is sealed with fire. It is impossible to change the words of God. You are currently moving in a new direction with increased authority and influence. Even when you are sleeping, there is activity in heaven for you. Now is the time to take a break. Take a look at the moment. Now is the time to prepare. Because from now on, everything will be completely different. Inform someone you care about this message if it has made you feel better, my child or beloved. When you spread a prophetic message, you are engaging in multiplication. You are making the breakthrough possible. God is releasing you in a way that will have a lasting impact on your family, friends, and generation. Things that come from obedience are never depleted. Inform someone you care about this message if it has made you feel better, my child or beloved. When you spread a prophetic message, you are engaging in multiplication. This implies that you are facilitating the breakthrough that God is giving you to reach your network, home, and generation. Things that come from obedience are never depleted. My child, my beloved, does not cling to this last breath of truth. Relax and let it gradually integrate into your being. It is impossible to open what has been sealed. It is impossible to remove the content that has been created. Heaven has verified your name and is unable to retract its statement. This applies regardless of your mental actions, such as recalling past fears or unsuccessful endeavors. You are no longer following the previous regulations. The final cycle has ended. The establishment of the new order has begun. The power of heaven is quietly resting on you as you progress. My child, my beloved, please refrain from judging the future based on your previous experiences. These endeavors, delays, and disappointments will differ from previous ones. This will happen naturally at the appropriate time and without your effort. Things will begin to line up on their own. You will feel a sense of clarity in areas that were previously unclear. That demonstrates that a name is indelible. That indicates that a lesson has been satisfactorily completed. My child, my beloved, please keep this in mind at all times. Your presence here was not an accident. Although it would have been easier for you to leave, you decided to stay. You were attentive at a time when it would have been easier to ignore the information. You commemorated the time when heaven was nearby. That obedience was critical. Making that decision was crucial. Heaven communicates with those who remain. My child, my beloved, do not hesitate to proceed cautiously from here on out. Have a break without feeling guilty. Possess optimism without fear. Anticipate without becoming overly anxious. You are no longer required to bear the same weight that you previously did. Heaven has fulfilled its obligations and delivered on its promises. My child and beloved, this concludes the message but not the movement. The writing may end at this point, but the work has already begun. Track the progression of events. Pay close attention to how circumstances change. Pay attention to how the doors open. When they do, remember this moment. It's important to remember that the process began with your decision to not skip. Turn away or delay. My beloved and child, your name is inscribed in stone. My beloved child, before you leave this sacred moment, I would like you to perform a simple yet impactful act. If this message appeals to you, please consider liking this video. Your actions went beyond mere engagement. It is consistent. It facilitates the entry of God's blessings into your life by acting as a sign of agreement. When you express your approval for an item, you are verifying the validity of the heaven statement. You are also allowing grace, clarity, and divine momentum to continue to work for you. My beloved child, before you leave this sacred moment, I would like you to perform a simple yet impactful act. If this message appeals to you, please consider liking this video. Your actions went beyond mere engagement. It is consistent. It facilitates the entry of God's blessings into your life by acting as a sign of agreement. When you express your approval for an item, you are verifying the validity of the heaven statement. You are also allowing grace, clarity, and divine momentum to continue to work for you. You are on a straight path. The time of year has changed for you. Relax now, as heaven has already made its decision. It's been completed. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this profound truth. This message was not discovered accidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibration, safe community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is extremely simple. However, it has the potential to transform your entire life. You will not only receive blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your life. Accepting this invitation provides you with immediate, early access to powerful content and divine insights that are currently unavailable to the general public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred space where you will receive unwavering support, spiritual guidance, and rapid progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your breakthrough is nearing. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.